This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
And welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk today, being brought to you by our good friends at Taco John's of Cheyenne. Again, a plethora of locations to go to Taco John's of Cheyenne, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Again, use the convenient drive-thru, or you can go on, use the Taco John's app. They're also delivering as well. Taco John's of Cheyenne, South Greeley Highway, also Pershing and Ridge. You can find Taco John's at Delrange and Ridge, downtown on KRAE Avenue, and you can also find Taco John's on Yellowstone Road. We want to thank our good friends at Kia of Cheyenne, good friend A.J. Miller, and the crew over there where, again, you can go on the lot, kick a few tires, take a test drive, and sit down and deal with our good friends one-on-one, or you can do it online. Go to KiaCheyenne.com. Also, with Kia of Cheyenne, they will, do the money down and monthly payments and this, that, and the other thing. Also, they will give you Kelly Blue Book value. All you do is follow the prompts when you go to KiaCheyenne.com. Again, they're sanitizing hourly, and again, they have plenty of hand sanitizer for you to sit down and do your face-to-face over at Kia of Cheyenne. We want to thank Platte Valley Bank ×2. The original location on Banda High, and, of course, the east side location at the corner of College and Pershing. Use the convenient drive-thrus, or if you need to do business inside, please call Platte Valley Bank at 778-0021. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Delrange, right across from Powers Field and Menards, right in Cindy's Place, where they're serving up 3 delicious squares. May I add, please try their breakfast over at Chick-fil-A. You will definitely be impressed. Their hash brown scramble bowl, 2 convenient drive-thrus for you. They also have their curbside service, and you can use the Chick-fil-A app, too, to get things ready. Now, I got to mention this with Chick-fil-A. No ice cream cones being sold right now, and no whipped cream and cherry on top for your milkshakes. They're putting all their milkshakes right now in a flat lid. Medicham Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical needs, use their convenient drive-thru. If you don't want to use the social distancing thing inside, they are open Monday through Saturday with your doctor's prescription. Let Gene fill all, and his great staff fill all your prescriptions for you at Medicham Pharmacy, Bluegrass Circle, next door to Texas Roadhouse. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Bruce says, come on in. We got the hand sanitizer there. That's on the left side at 714 Central Avenue, and right next door to the right is the service department, 638-6468. The telephone number, remember, B&B Appliance and TV for all of your appliance needs. Again, they stock GE, Frigidaire, Maytag, Whirlpool. So, again, you will have a good selection on the floor over at B&B Appliance and TV. Lennox Autobot in the Auto Glass and Detail Center. Heather reminds everybody they are back at 8 o'clock in the morning now. And again, they can do your appointments. They can do your appraisals and what have you. The body shop, paint shop is operating fully, as well as the Auto Glass and Detail Center. Call Lennox Auto Body for more information at 634-6608. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. And again, give them a call, 632-3500. If you need to do some business on the inside, they'll set up a time and set up the social distancing for you at First Tier Bank. Mondello's Pizzeria, Joe and the family, again, beginning his 5th decade in business, where his pizza is ranked number 1 in Wyoming, top 10 of the nation by the Food Network, folks. And again, give Joe a call and for takeout, because they are still doing the takeout thing over there at 778-6068. And we want to thank Pepsi of Cheyenne. They are our proud sponsor of our scoreboard, which still is unlit. But we're getting closer.
I don't know what scoreboard you're looking at.
Well, the baseball scoreboard on the local side. But I'm talking about the pro side.
Absolutely, on my side, at least in the local side, with Cheyenne Post 6, want to pass along that after a few contests, they've had 6 under their belt so far. They started up on Wednesday, had a game yesterday. Again, they've been on the road up in Casper, also too at Gillette. They are 4-2 right now, but looking at the recent contests, Sunday's games, where they were taking on the Evanston Outlaws, won that contest 17-2 at Gillette. Where unfortunately for Cheyenne Post 6, they lost that contest 3-4, and then yesterday's game against those same Gillette Rough Riders, losing that contest 1-6. So again, we are on our way with baseball. Cheyenne Post 6 in action. They're 4-2 on this abbreviated schedule. As we know, The collegiate baseball will soon at least get back here in the state of Wyoming, also too in this region with the Expedition League, and then also too Cheyenne Extreme was also too in action up in the Razor City as well too.
So
this
the
weekend.
scoreboard is lit, but a few bulbs need to be replaced right now until it's fully
Better than
lit.
nothing.
All right, our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
At Mountain Dew, we say here's to the doers.
The people who know you gotta do what you gotta do.
Who do it big.
Then do it bigger.
Who don't just watch.
So if there's something you wanna do,
Here's a little advice.
Grab yourself an ice-cold Mountain Dew.
then get to it.
That's right. Get going.
Get started.
Stand up.
Jump up.
Grab hold of it.
Throw down on it.
Run with it.
Now, right now.
Not tomorrow.
Not next week.
next month.
Next year,
Work it out.
Grind it out.
get stoked.
Get passionate.
And do it.
do it till it hurts.
Do it till you can't.
Do it till you've done it.
And most of all, don't ask how other people do it.
Don't ask how you should do it.
Don't ask if it can be done.
Don't ask if it's ever been done.
Because there are those who don't.
And those who do.
At Mountain Dew, we say,
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
do the do.
1480 KRAE is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480krae.com.
This is the time of year you will see motorcycles riding around town and on the highways. All motorists are reminded to safely share the road with motorcycles and bicyclists and to be on the alert to keep these riders from harm. These could be your neighbors, your friend, or someone's mother or father. Motorcycles and bikes are cautioned to make themselves visible to other motorists. When you come to a stop, always look left and right before proceeding. This will help prevent an avoidable accident and will keep everyone safe. To all drivers on Wyoming roads, be mindful and vigilant. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicham Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicham pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicham Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicham Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
With all this newfound time at home, it's good to get an easy win for the whole family. So this month, we're turning Taco Tuesday into Taco Tuesday. Get our 6-pack and a pound. That's 6 savory beef tacos and a pound of crispy potato olays for $2 off any day of the week. Taco John's. See you in the drive-thru.
Drive-thru still open for all your family's favorites with easy ordering on the app and delivery at participating locations with the Taco John's app.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine, expected daytime high of 74, partly cloudy for tonight, or low down to 47 degrees. Partly sunny for tomorrow morning with increasing clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Look for a daytime high near 74. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers before midnight, or low down to 46. And for Thursday, mostly sunny, we're calling for a daytime high near 70.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Today, Larry Proati along with Nick Proati. And our first guest, he is Brian Ortmeier, I guess now we'll say the former women's basketball coach at LCCC, and he'll be moving on to bigger and hopefully better things in Fort Dodge, Iowa. But before we get to the program, talking about past LCCC and the new venture, first off, congratulations to you and your wife. Proud parents, and all happened during this COVID-19 situation. So I hope mom and child are doing well.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. They are. It was definitely a different experience having a newborn. Obviously, being in the hospital and going through it. So I give my wife a lot of credit for being able to go through the different restrictions that they had at the hospital at the time. But, again, it just was a little different in terms of how you had to enter and you had to stay at the hospital. But, no, it's been great. I know I've told a lot of people it's been great to be at home. It's kind of a blessing in disguise having this happen because you get to spend more time with your kids over the last month or two, and just being at home with our newborn Riley and getting to be around Trent, it's been great.
Well, again, it's as we talked with the Colorado Eagles head coach Greg Cronin, where hey, this is kind of a time of inflection, or at least it's kind of that time to figure out of hey, what does my future look like? Well, for you, Coach, your future is bigger and brighter, and it finds you out in the Midwest now in the state of Iowa. As we'll get into that, but again, now it was recently announced a few days ago that you are now the new women's head coach at Iowa Central Community College out there in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Again, moving on from your tenure here at LCCC, but again, talk about that process of getting out there, seeing what Iowa Central offers, and then getting that head coach position offer from that school.
Sure, it's an exciting process. It's bittersweet because there's a lot of memories and there's a lot of work and effort that goes into building a program that we had here at LCCC. But getting closer back to kind of where I'm familiar with recruiting in the Midwest, recruiting Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota. That's a territory that we recruited really heavy for 4 or 5 years. So it's exciting to get back to that area, back to being around some family. Great school across the board. Really excited to work with their administration and their coaching staff and their athletic department. They benefit a lot from having football. So again, one of the first things I noticed is their weight room is about 6 times the size of what we have up in the rack. So again, just some of those opportunities that we have with, there's indoor tracks, so they have some different facilities set up for that. There's some different indoor court space that they have as well. Apartments for all students on campus. And then they have some different tuition rate things that are beneficial to Iowa students. So really beautiful campus across the board. And like I said, it's, again, a great opportunity. You look at their department, 45 national championships. It's a place where you go to be really heavily involved with athletics, and it just is an amazing opportunity.
So looking at the women's basketball program, which again, you'll be the head coach over there at Iowa Central, at least Central Community College. Are we looking at in the NJCAA Division I, Division II? Is it, again, same level of what LCCC is?
So it's actually Divisional II school. So the only big difference is just how you scholarship. So again, being a Divisional II school, you can't touch room and board. So you can full ride on tuition, fees, and books, but it's just, again, it's a different way that you scholarship. So scholarship-wise, you're looking at something more like North Platte does.
We're going to bounce back and forth here throughout the course of the program, going to Iowa, or Fort Dodge, Iowa, and, of course, LCCC. But like we talked before we came on the air, you look at this situation. You're smack dab in the middle. I mean, you're in America's heartland, and again, basically, if you throw out the petals of the flower, it goes all across the U.S. So again, your exposure now as a head coach, and again, your opportunity, like you said, the Midwest, but also other avenues do open for you as well.
Yeah, it's it's an area of the country where there's just a lot of schools. Out here, working in the Region 9 territory, as you look to move up to different jobs and different positions, we sit right in the middle of kind of on the edge of the RMAC here. So again, it's just not quite as many schools, not quite as many opportunities when you look out this direction. So that's definitely one of the benefits of the position is just being, again, in the middle of the country. There's a lot of NAI schools, Division III schools, Division II schools. I mean, it's an area that's really well populated in terms of four-year universities. So that's definitely one of the benefits.
4 years as the head coach, get a chance to reboot the program. Yeah. And again, a couple seasons just shy of 20 wins. I know that's something that you definitely wanted to have, and I know we were really ramping up for that as well on this side. But looking at the accomplishments that you had at LCCC, you walk away with you walk away tall and proud, right?
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I would say is just that the program's in a good position. So again, coming off back-to-back winning seasons. We knocked off some really talented teams this year. I know there's a good recruiting class coming in to go with a good class of returners. So it's in a good position, and I think ultimately that's probably what I'm most proud of is it's in a good place. You never want to leave a place worse than when you got there. So it's going to be in a good place moving forward.
You have a lot. I'm
I was
sorry.
going to say, looking at your freshmen, though, that are now going to become sophomores, where now they'll be under the tutelage over there at LCCC of interim head coach Danielle Ronaldo right now, as that was announced, that she'll be at least for the time being, kind of on the men's side, again, interim head coach of that program. But, if those, as we know in the NCAA, hey, if a head coach leaves, hey, they have those student athletes have that choice to enter that transfer portal or move on, or if you as a head coach want to recruit them on over to that new school, they have that opportunity. Now, as you're talking, hey, it's a D2 program, but again, you are moving on to Iowa Central. Again, just kind of entertain the folks or entertain us. Do you have that opportunity? Could those folks who, again, believe in your system, love you as a head coach, want to learn under you, and again, want to move on to where you're going over to Iowa Central, do they have that opportunity?
It's different this time. So when I was at Colorado Northwestern, moving from a program that we had a full roster to a team where there was no roster, we had scholarship money and positions and LOIs that we could give out. At Iowa Central, their team's pretty much finalized. So it's a different feeling for me even going into a new program. This is more like the feeling I had when I went from assistant coach at one school to another. You pretty much had the team already in place that you were going to have for the next season. So it's similar to that, where there's not really any room for anybody to make a transfer from one place to the other, simply because our recruiting class was done here. All those players have already signed. And same thing out there. They've pretty much filled their roster.
And again, you and Danielle do the recruiting for LCCC. And really to piggyback to a certain degree on Nick's question, you have these recruits that came in to replace your current sophomore class. You've talked to young ladies. You've talked to parents. Do you feel like you kind of let them down a little bit? I mean, again, you're not the first coach that's going to go and move on to another opportunity. But again, you've sat there and said, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're building, this, that, and the other thing. Do you feel like some of those young ladies might be let down by your departure?
I think it personally would be tougher if I didn't know who was going to replace me. Knowing that Danielle will be stepping in, it's somebody that they're familiar with, and they'll be on stable ground with her. So, again, there's at least kind of that comfort in that, knowing who will be filling my spot. It's a different feeling when you leave and you don't know who's going to be coaching the team, and there's more questions for the players. So, in terms of that, it's always tough. I think, again, for them personally, though, if they could also have that same opportunity to play ball closer to home, or, it can work both ways too, but again, it was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, and just, again, being closer to some family and some of that. It's just something, again, that you have to move on with.
And we'll talk with Coach Ronaldo at least coming up Thursday's program. So, again, we'll at least introduce her to those folks here in town and what she'll bring to the table now being the new interim head coach over at LCCC. But for you, Coach Ortmeier, where you've seen, and again, we've been on those bus rides, we see how Coach Danielle operates, again, as an assistant with you for these past couple seasons. But what is she going to bring to the table for LCCC? What are her skill sets? What is she going to be for at least this season's LCCC Lady Golden Eagles?
Sure. Her background obviously is in basketball too, having played junior college basketball and having played Division II basketball. So, between that and then also having been on our coaching staff for the last 2 years, she has a wealth of basketball experience in terms of what she can bring to the table. She's also going to have a strength training in having that background as well. So, I think, again, they're going to be strong in the weight room. They're going to be able to utilize her skill set to get bigger, faster, stronger. And, again, it'll be fun to watch them grow and continue to take that next step. I think, again, there's just a little continuity that always helps a program be successful instead of coming in and completely having to 180 flip everything. So, I have complete confidence in her that she'll continue to build. And like I said, it's a great opportunity for her.
As you've had your departure conversation with Coach Ronaldo, and again, obviously she spent a couple of years with you, so we'll say great minds think alike. I would venture to say that Danielle will probably keep in some of the I guess, I don't want to use the word plays, but keep in some of the offense and defensive looks that you've had, which have brought some success to the Lady Golden Eagles. But again, in conversations with her, and it is her first head coaching position. What have you been able to mentor her in just a very short time before you step on out?
Sure. I think just the inner workings of being in a college basketball program. So again, she's going to have different experiences that she went through at Mesa and at NJC, and in terms of kind of just what we put in place here. So I think again, just being able to see that again, the inner workings in terms of what we do, and being able to experience the coaching staff thing from a different perspective. You know, it's always different when you're a player in terms of when you're playing in a program as opposed to sitting on the bench. And again, that's going to be something that's going to be a big change is when you change positions, sometimes your relationships change with the players too. So I think that's probably going to be the biggest adjustment for her. But I think, again, just being able to see the inner workings of what we do on a daily basis and how we set up practice, and I think that's going to be the biggest takeaway.
Like with Coach Salisbury on the men's side, 14 years with Jason, so obviously he knows the workings of Region 9 North and South. Danielle's been through the wars here now a couple of years, so the appointment of her to be the interim head coach at LCCC gives, I would say, she has a little bit of advantage knowing the lay of the land.
Yeah, it definitely helps when you've seen those programs now for 2 years. And having played against them, again, it does change style-wise when you get different coaches. But there's actually been a lot of continuity within Region 9 the last year or two where you've seen a lot of the same coaches. So, again, there's not going to be much change outside of me, heading to Iowa. So, again, just being familiar with the other teams that you're going to see, she's going to have an idea of what skill level they're going to see and what talent level they're going to have to recruit against, and it definitely helps.
So again, as we're talking, at least you having a chance to speak with Danielle and kind of show her in the right direction, and again with this new position that she has over at LCCC. But looking at your team, at least your team, again, those freshmen now becoming sophomores. Safe to assume, again, even though with COVID happening and the social distancing, and again you got a wide array of players from international that were part of LCCC. But have you had that opportunity to speak with everyone, kind of individually or as a Zoom meeting team call with those players of your decision?
Yeah, and we were able to get the majority on with the Zoom meeting, and so I had the opportunity to talk to the majority of them, and some of them, again, I had to reach out to them individually afterwards. But it's always tough because it's hard to get everybody at the same time. But we were able to get that accomplished, and I was able to meet with them all.
We're talking with Brian Ortmeier, former head coach at LCCC, now going to do his business in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Let me ask you this question. Most coaches that take another position, basically 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. For you, it's kind of mixed emotions right now because, again, you've been here in Cheyenne for 4 years. You were given the opportunity to build this program from the ground up. There's a lot of memories, and there's a lot of I guess blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak, as you get ready to depart.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's always tough to move on to that next opportunity, but again, I think when you have to weigh the two programs and just some of the things that I thought were going to be very beneficial, again, it's tough. I think it's tough no matter where you're moving on from. So, again, I'll always remember this period. These last 4 years is a great time in my coaching career, and again, always have a lot of fond memories of LCCC.
What are some memories that kind of stand out to you, Coach? Again, kind of put you on the spot where we look back to this previous season, how historical it was. Again, finally getting those top 25 upset victories, again, whether it was in the state of Arizona or here at LCCC against Casper College. Again, the 6-game win streak, which, again, sets a standard for LCCC, again, happening this season. But, you look to last year as well where, hey, moved on to the Region 9 tournament, got that first-round playoff win, and, again, was able to head over to the Cougar Palace and compete in that. But what are some memories and moments that kind of stand out to you from your time here?
I would say the ones that really stick out, obviously the whiteout game at home last year in the playoffs. I thought that was a heck of a game, and just a great crowd. And then obviously going and beating Midland College down in Arizona this year, out in Yuma, and then beating Casper at home. So I think, again, those are some great milestones in terms of what we were able to achieve, and those are some of the games that I'll definitely remember for a long time.
Question marks as you now move on to Fort Dodge, Iowa. What do you know about your new team? And
sure.
Are there still scholarships available? Are you doing some recruiting? tell us a little bit what entails on the new position.
Sure. They're coming off a 17-win season, so there's some good pieces in place in terms of what they have coming back, and they did graduate, I believe, 3 of their top 4 scorers. So again, there's going to be some adjustment period there and kind of figuring out how pieces are going to fit into place. But, I took some time over the last week to watch them all, see if I could find some huddle film or some synergy film to kind of break down and see what they have and what they can do and on the court. But it seems like a great group that they have coming in and coming back. So it'll be a very talented group that they have in place. So I'm excited to get there and get them on campus. And hopefully we're playing some games by November. I know that's kind of been the ongoing joke is, will we be playing games? But, I'm ready to get them on campus just to kind of see what they can do. And I've had a chance to sit down and Zoom with them just to get a chance to meet them all and chat with them. So maybe just a little recruiting to do. I mean, they're probably good in terms of what they have in place. But, we might add 1 player, maybe 2 at the most, but everything's pretty well set and ready to go.
I was going to say, you need to add a bench too, don't you, in addition to yourself? So
yeah,
I would assume, again, if you're moving in another direction and you do have that coaching, black book, so to speak, I'm sure your phone must have rang as well too once they found out that you were moving to Fort Dodge, Iowa. Hey, I want to come and help you.
Sure, and I've got a lot of former players out in that direction too, between South Dakota and Kansas. But for year 1, we're going to retain the assistant coach that they do have in place. She again worked with a lot of their recruitment and has a pretty good understanding of their roster. And I had a chance to kind of sit down and chat with her too. So I think it'll be a good fit. And so we'll be able to get out there and get rolling.
So schedules as well too out there for Iowa Central as, again, coaches developing or at this point in time might even have them finalized. But do you have that kind of flexibility as well too of, hey, I don't really like this game that we have in the month of November, or I want to alter and maybe step it up in D2 play for Iowa Central? Do you have that kind of availability, at least that option to do right now?
You do. They have 30 games on their schedule set, so they're in a pretty good position in terms of what they're going to do and what that schedule looks like. And it's a tough region. So again, they'll play North Iowa Area Community College, who was ranked number 1 in the country last year. Kirkwood's nationally well known. I want to say they were in the top 10, top 15. So it's pretty stacked in terms of from top to bottom. So it's schedule set, and there's not really much in terms of what we'll have to do and what we'll have to change.
It's almost like nothing new for you, Coach, again, for Region 9, where, again, we had number 3, Western Nebraska. You have a couple top 25s, especially here in Region 9 North. So, again, you're going to be battle-tested, which, again, for the at least past 4 years, you've already been being a part of this region.
Yeah, it definitely translates well. They play a different style. Watching those 2 teams, they like to get out and run and shoot a lot of threes. So, again, we've seen some teams like that. Casper and Western Nebraska, they'll get a little more in the half court, and sometimes they'll pressure you full court. But you're going to see a little more full court press, teams just running, shooting a bunch of threes. It's just kind of a little more of the style that's out that way.
I know you don't want to be complacent in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and you want to be close to mom and dad all your life. But, obviously there's bigger and higher ambitions possibly for your coaching career in your lifetime. Is the spotlight a little brighter for you by being in Fort Dodge?
I would say it's going to be pretty similar to here. I think just the location, though, can bring some more eyes onto you. Again, with if you're building a good, strong program, I think it's just you're going to be able to see more people at showcases and probably intermingle with more coaches in that area. So in terms of that, yeah, it's definitely going to bring some more eyes to us.
Final thought from me, and again, we appreciate you, Coach, coming on and joining us here in studio. Again, your first guest back in studio since this whole thing has happened. So again, appreciate. We try to clean it.
We're 6 feet.
Well, yeah,
that's true.
And again, I have the disinfectant wipes well before this ever even hit. But again, we appreciate everything you've done for us. Again, here at 1480 KRAE, helping us out with schedules, again with rosters, everything that you've done post pregame interviews.
Arizona, hey,
that's true. Again, going out
January was a great time to go.
Absolutely, but at least looking back on the 4 years again, talk about the games and the memories of being at least part of the LCCC squad. But what are things that you're going to miss about whether it is LCCC or Cheyenne, Wyoming, whether it is the win or going up to Casper to the Pizza Ranch? I mean, what are things you get to miss, Coach?
Well, I would say, our department, I think working here at LCCC has been amazing. I've met some great people. Some of those have already moved on to some other positions and stuff too. But I think, again, just great people, great community. It's been amazing to our family the past 4 years. So, and then again, you guys have given us amazing coverage and have done great for us. So, all those things that I mentioned, the players that we've had come through the program and just being proud of them and the work that they've put in. So I would say those are going to be the things that I remember most about being here in Cheyenne at LCCC.
Final thought for me, and again, I echo the same thoughts that Nick said as well, too. We couldn't have done it without all your assistance. You get to Fort Dodge, Iowa. When do you officially get to go on campus, and when do you officially start welcoming the young ladies onto the campus?
Sure, June 1st. So I'll be kind of remote throughout the month of June, kind of if I'm out there for a weekend having to do some things with housing. And so it's going to be a little hit or miss in June, but most likely kind of early July is officially when I'll be out there, daily and at some point in July. So that's kind of the timeline that we're looking at. They've been really flexible in terms of what that looks like up until then. But, we're going to hit the ground running, see if we can get some kids on campus throughout June. They are going back to some official visits. They've got kind of a system set up. So if I can't be there and my assistant can give some tours, it's probably going to have to be the format that we'll use. But, we'll hit the ground running.
Well, Coach, we wish you all the best, and we're going to keep an eye on your goodness out there in Fort Dodge. We're not going to mention the L's if they happen to come about, but we wish you all the best, and again, safe travels. Congratulations again on the new addition to your family.
Yeah, thank you.
And there's a house for sale in Cheyenne, folks. Oh, by the way.
Yeah. No, right. I appreciate it all. Thank you, guys.
Brian Ortmeier joined us here on 1480 KRAE. We're going to take a time out. We'll be right back.
App, Snap, Deposit. It's that easy. No need to go to the bank. Use Mobile Deposit in your Platte Valley Bank app to get your money quicker. And every time you use Mobile Deposit during the month of May, you will automatically be entered to win $100. Try it today at PV Bank, 2, go.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. For complete contest rules and alternate form of entry, go to www.pvbank.com/mobile deposit.
The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444. We're back, and we're now open. Wyoming Downs in the Cheyenne Plaza and on the South Greeley Highway. First off, you can feel rest assured that we are adhering to all current health standards. We're sanitizing all machines on a continuous basis so all can enjoy our pari-mutuel games. Make sure you check us out today because the fun has returned to Wyoming Downs in the Cheyenne Plaza and on the South Greeley Highway. For more information, go to wydowns.com.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale, too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Did you know that in rural areas of Laramie County, electricity is reliable and affordable because of High West Energy? Based in Pine Bluffs, High West Energy is an electric co-op owned by the 10,000 customers we serve, and that includes F.U. Warren Air Force Base and 20 subdivisions around Cheyenne. For more than 75 years, High West has been proud to play a part in the steady growth and economic development of this region while also contributing to local nonprofits, charities, and civic organizations.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne. What is Schwab's modern approach to investing? It's great service. It's transparency about how much you're paying in fees and commissions. It's offering some of the lowest costs in the industry backed by a satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund the eligible fees and work with you to make things right. So ask yourself, are you getting low cost and award-winning service? If not, maybe it's time to call Schwab. Visit Sam at the Cheyenne Independent Branch or schwab.com/Cheyenne for more information. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine, expected daytime high of 74, partly cloudy for tonight, or low down to 47 degrees. Partly sunny for tomorrow morning with increasing clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Look for a daytime high near 74. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers before midnight, or low down to 46. And for Thursday, mostly sunny, we're calling for a daytime high near 70.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
I feel naked. I don't have my laptop with me here today. We do have a lot of things to talk about, and we will talk post-6 baseball coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Let's see.
We can also to talk about that pro sports is eventually going to be back again.
Well,
the announcement
and it sounds like all the majors are, baseball still has some problems, though. I told you.
Well,
Nick.
again, the only thing that is official right now was the announcement happening about a couple hours ago, passed along, where again it was on YouTube and the NHL Network and all that fun stuff. That Commissioner Gary Bettman basically came out and said, "Hey, 2014 format." Again, the bottom 7 teams, where 12 out of each conference are going to move on and play in a round-robin kind of tournament style to eventually, because the regular season, 2019-2020, that regular season, even though majority of teams were about 12 games away from at least finishing the full season, again, as it ended, or at least the cutoff date was March 12th with the outbreak and everything that happened, again, a couple months ago. But that 2019-2020 season, kind of like the AHL for the NHL, it was officially announced that today it's officially over. There are no more regular season games happening for that previous season. Right. Instead, now they're heading into the playoffs. Now, again, a lot of details were still vague of where these hub cities are going to be, where, again, NBA is looking right now to just play all games at that ESPN Worldwide Resort in Orlando,
Florida.
Again, at least according to Commissioner Bettman, still up in the air of what those hub cities are going to be, whether it is in the state of Florida. Arizona is wide open. They said, hey, we can host Texas as well too. If they want to come out to Wyoming, where we're already underway with athletics to go play the AA. But either way, though, again, they outlined and they basically said, yes, we're coming back. They got the timeline. They broke it down in phases of here's how training camp's going to go. Here's all this. Again, it was pretty much NHL is the first pro sport to basically say, again, outside of NASCAR. I'll say outside of NASCAR. NASCAR's already done their thing. But
with nobody in the stands.
Of the major 4, though, of hockey, basketball, football, they're the first one to come out and say, yes, we're coming back. Here's our playoffs, and get ready for it.
They didn't give a date, though.
They outlined dates. June 1st is when, at least, it sounds like a training camp and all that is going to open up for the NHL.
But it's interesting, too, especially the hub cities. Everything's in the south. Have you noticed that? Where it's extremely warmer and more humid. Again, Florida, Texas, Arizona.
These
Arizona.
arenas can handle, again, the warmer weather. Again,
I understand that, but again, you're not seeing Ohio jump up. You're not seeing.
Again, it was not determined yet. Again, they did not say which cities it was going to be. But again, NBA has announced that, hey, they're going there. Again, those other states like Arizona, they basically said, hey, pro sports come to us.
Yeah.
Again, the NHL might be working where maybe it doesn't sound like you're going to be able to go across the border and go up to Canada and play NHL games. But maybe it is a scenario that you find. whether it is hosting in the Pepsi Center or, again, maybe Colorado is an option. Maybe Nashville, where the Preds are at with Bridgestone. Maybe you can play where the Blues are in Missouri. Again, we're not sure right now. You can only speculate. But again, in the announcement, it was kind of a rough draft by Commissioner Bettman saying, hey, we're back. Here's what we're looking at. And again, more details to come soon.
But most of the folks that have opened their doors right now, again, New York has said, yeah, we want our athletics back, and same thing too in Los Angeles. They want their pro teams back, but they're not willing to open the door yet. The doors have been wide open already in Florida as well as Arizona, and Texas has jumped in as well. So basically, the South is deemed, I guess, a safe haven thus far, And
who knows, maybe even though the Thrashers are no longer there, but could Atlanta be a hub spot as well, too, where Georgia's been wide open, Atlanta's been wide open? Could that also, too, be an option for there, where, again, right now, with the Atlanta Hawks, where they play, could that be also, too, an option? Again, return hockey back to the city of Atlanta.
Again, we're getting into...
And again, it's speculation at this point in time, but all I'm saying right now is that, again, about an hour and a half ago,
hockey is coming back.
Hockey is back.
And basketball probably will follow suit. It sounds like basketball is pretty close to moving to that ESPN headquarters.
Yeah,
there
it sounds like
Orlando.
NBA is going to, again, nothing has been official, but MLB is kind of the one right now that seems the furthest from getting back.
It's all about the
It's about the money.
Yeah,
and
I told you that a long time
ago.
Again,
where you hear players basically say, hey, why should I risk my life for this? Where, again, your thoughts and beliefs on this situation with this virus, again, that's up to you. And again, some players are saying, hey, I don't mind going out there and playing. I don't care. I just want to get back and play the game. And some players are saying, hey, I don't want to risk my life. I don't want to risk my family's life and all that. Again, which I completely understand. But it sounds like, as you were kind of alluding to, it seems like it's a feud between owners saying, hey, we're only going to pay you half, and players saying, no, if we're going to risk our lives for you to put on a product to generate revenue back to you owners, we want our full pay.
Well,
and again, it's been just butting heads where we thought MLB was going to be the first one to return back, where it sounded like May 1st was the first original, at least put out date where they were going to play, again, separate leagues in Florida and in Arizona.
Yeah. Well, also, too, and it's ironic, some of the big-name players, the ones that are making the big paychecks, are the ones that they're griping the most.
Which that, to me, again, where we talked about that, I thought those individuals would be the ones saying, hey, I want to step back out there. Hey, you got gobs of money. Taking a 50% cut, it's not going to really damage your bank account, so to speak.
Yeah, well, again,
again, hey, they got their money. They want their money, and I get it.
Yeah, and again, but it's no shock to me. Again, I've been through the strikes. I've been through all of the work stoppages in Major League Baseball, and this is similar to a work stoppage. Again.
But again, it's still a unique thing, though.
I know, but again, the owners, if we look at Major League Baseball, ownership from the new contract that they signed after the strike year of 94, 95, ownership started making a little bit of money. Yeah. And that's through the television contracts. And again, whether it's your regional television contract or getting national monies. So again, they were starting to fill up their coffers. And then, of course, with free agency, it just continues to go out of sight right now. Yeah. And again, who gets hosed out of the deal? We do. You and me as fans. We're getting hosed every time we go to a ball game. I think about it. Family of four. If we were a family of four again, Nick, boy, that's about a $400 paycheck going to a game. No, seriously.
Again, MLB, though, as you look across the other pro sports, and again, being at a Avalanche game where, again, I know what those tickets cost me to go see, even the Anaheim Ducks.
How many home games do the Avs have? 41. How many Major League Baseball dates are there? 81.
But still plenty of opportunity where, again, you look at, and again, looking at some of the numbers of where prices are for those events. Major League Baseball, though, is still relatively inexpensive.
Well, it has to be. Look how many dates they have. They have 81 home. If they're playing 162 games, 81 of those games are at Coors Field. All right? Again, if you're going to an Avalanche game, there's 41 home dates at the Pepsi Center. If you're going to a Broncos game, they have 9 home dates. And that includes one preseason game. I'll even throw in 2.
But again, if you're a
games.
family, though, again, it is still a cheaper option, and you have more options, though, as well, too. As basically what you're saying is, hey, it's still the cheapest ticket in town, and you have a lot of options to go see that pro sport as well, too. So there is no downside, but
it's pricey no matter which one you go to.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, with concessions being inflated as is, again, parking costs, all this that goes on top of it. Again, you have stadium fees attached to your tickets, all this ridiculous garbage to go see a pro sporting event. But again, for baseball, though, it is still an affordable event or affordable
it's still
thing
an
for the
affordable
family.
ticket. Yeah, but I'm just saying, a family of 4 still has to fork out a lot of money. And the thing
You got to
is,
fork out a lot of money to go see cowboy basketball, cowboy football here. For
I agree. I'm not going to argue that. But my point is, though, the Bryce Harpers of the world, the Winers of the world, the Manny Machados, the Winers of the world that are making these $300 million contracts or $28 million per year that right now are going, hey, this is not fair.
Then you're either as a fan, you basically say, or you tell MLB of saying, hey, I'm tired of this, uncapped salary that these players or teams are offering to these at least big-time individuals, or do you have to again, it's not going to happen in Major League Baseball, but is it something that they come to a realization of, hey, this uncapped space, it's not doable. We got to follow the NBA format of, hey, have that salary cap of where every team's on that even playing field, and we don't have these ridiculous contracts where, again, owners they're going to make their money in Major League Baseball. I think from the Oaklands of the world, I still think those, again, where you look at that salary of how far down it is, you don't think, though, whatever ownership group out there in Oakland still made pretty decent revenue.
But this is why you have owners versus players association. And the Major League Baseball Players Association is pretty strong, and they're pretty united. And when they came out of the strike year, they came up with a pretty good package. Again, Bud Selig, now into Rob Manfred, they basically have a pretty good solid package with both ownership and players. Players can make as much as they want. How much do the owners want to pay out? That's the question.
Yeah, that's fine.
And again,
I have no issue with it.
And then the only bad thing for the owners is, well, if you sign Nick Proetti, you're going to be over the cap, and you're going to have to pay a luxury tax. And, Dodgers and the Yankees, and we'll even throw the Giants.
Those teams,
they
easily can afford that.
They can easily afford it. But now what they're saying is, to that agreement from the Players Association ownership, the owners are saying, wait a minute. We're only going to get half the season in. You should only get paid half your money. The players are going, no. We are bound by this contract. You're going to pay me X amount of dollars to play.
Essentially, again, what happened here in town, where again these spring coaches in this school district, where that stipend got ripped out from underneath them, in that kind of controversial topic early on in this COVID outbreak, again happening across the nation. Again, that was mid-March when that was announced. It's a similar situation where if you felt bad for those coaches, or at least thought that those coaches here in town deserve that stipend, it's the same with the players, where it doesn't matter if their season got cut short or whatever. It's the money that they're guaranteed. They signed for that. That's in their contract. That's their money.
And the deal is they're playing right now. Not all bets are off.
Yeah,
I got this a solid deal, and if I was hurt, you would have to pay me even if I was hurt. I mean, a lot of these things are ironclad.
Yeah,
no one thought back, when these were. Back in spring training, nobody thought about that this was going to develop into what it is. But owners now are kind of backtracking. See, this, again, I'm kind of in the middle of this, because you're right. Players deserve what they signed for. Owners, sometimes I feel they're the fat cats, and they're making way too much money as it is. And, hey, welcome to Larry Proetti's world. But the point is, I told you this when this first came out. I read it to you, and you said, it's.
If anything, for the owners and whatnot, this is kind of that renaissance time for them, of where if you're complaining about, hey, you're only getting half half a season, you're going to lose a lot of revenue. Well, then why did you sign a Bryce Harper, a Manny Machado, or whoever to these ridiculous contracts? Then why'd you do that then, or why has it gotten to that point? If something like this happened, yeah, I get it.
Because again, they're not making any money right now. There's no TV.
But again, all I'm saying though, regarding the owners is this is your fault. This is on you though. Where you've kind of elevated up that point in time where it's kind of put up or shut up right now.
But we go back in time and we were always PO'd at the players. You're greedy. You're making too much money as it is.
No,
no,
maybe
but that's
you or something.
No, that's the way it was. That was the sentiment back in there. You saw the signs. You guys are overpaid. Blah blah blah.
Well, again, not my time. We're for me of
the '90s. I'm talking in the '90s and the '80s. I've been through the strikes, Nick. I know what they're all about. But the thing is, right now, you look at ownership, and they're united because they're all sitting there going, "Wow, we are not making a nickel right now, and we've donated millions." Which they have done. They've had that opportunity to donate to stadiums and stadium employees to help out. I think every owner in Major League Baseball has been there for those stadiums to help out those employees.
Yeah, which they should.
And again,
I think that's
they're not really obligated to, but they did.
But I think it's the right thing to do.
Now with this little pact that's that they signed and threw out to the Players Association, where I said to you, players aren't going to agree to this. And again, the big ticket players are the ones who are going to say no. The guys that are the minimum.
Again, I figured there would be some dissent, but again, in the reverse role of some of those making the league minimum, or again the lower down contracts, not the Bryce Harpers or again Machado or those who have the exorbitant amount of contracts or at least contract monies. I figured it'd be that where you would have the butting of heads between owners and players, just from those who are again not as well off as those at the top.
But see what's happened now that they're bickering back and forth, the season gets pushed back, but what also happens on the trickle-down side, and it goes back to the minimum players in the Major League, then we forget about AAA, AA, Single A, Rookie Ball.
Well, basically,
all these guys that have signed,
they're not getting paid
nobody's
at all.
getting nothing right now. And again, I'm not saying that Machado and Harper are pigs. But what they're doing right now, they're trying. I understand what they're doing, A, for themselves, and B, they're trying to get everybody the same amount of money that they should deserve. But in the meantime, the owners are steadfast.
Yeah.
And these guys that are making the big bucks right now for Major League Baseball, and they're saying, well, you want us to do this, you want us to do that, we can't do this, we can't do that, and then you want to cut our salary in half?
Yeah,
we're not interested.
Weeks ago, where we thought MLB was going to be the first thing to return, or at least have a good outlet to return and have a regular season and be that first pro sporting event out of the main four. Right now, my gut feeling and looking how this is going, and again, the butting of the heads and just how everything is on the financials and just trying to figure this out, I have very little confidence that you'll see baseball.
And again, too,
I have very little confidence.
Now, Bettman, with him just speaking today, and I'm sure, again, baseball wants to get in back.
And again, NHL and NBA are in different spots where they had a regular season. They, again, didn't get the full regular season.
Right.
Again, like I said, majority of teams, where you look at the final standings, they're sitting around 70 games, 71. We're out of an 82-game schedule. And same with the NBA. They're kind of on that same parallel. Whether they were almost towards
they want
playoffs.
to finish the season, and they're going to be some money made because the television is going to stick their neck out.
They got that regular season. They got that regular season revenue. Again, they played a near full, at least
I agree.
Near full schedule. So they're in different positions than MLB, where MLB for right now in 2020 hasn't generated any.
Yeah, they generated 2.5 weeks of spring training. That's about all they
about
did.
It, yeah.
And again with hockey now, even though what Bettman said today, this is what the schedule is. This still has to be ratified by the Players Association.
Yeah,
it's still not. Just because the commissioners of both NBA and National Hockey League have come out and said this is what we're going to do, it has to be ratified.
Yeah.
Now, I would think the National Hockey League Players Association probably will be on board with this.
Well, it sounds like, all intents and purposes, that it is.
Yeah, and
it
then
sounds
on
this was a joint part, or at least partnership, where again it sounds like from from Commissioner Pettman's comments today, or at least his announcement, that it sounds like this is a go no matter what. They don't need to get any agreement.
I think there was backdoor meetings where this had to be ratified.
Yeah.
Same thing, too, with the NBA Players Association. And it sounds like the NBA is just about ready to get back into business.
In the NBA, you have a lot of players, again, not spouting off about monies. It's more so, again, you look at some of the top tier, like, again, for instance, LeBron James saying, hey, don't take the regular season, at least rug from under me. Give me my playoff opportunity, again, especially for him with his Lakers team, where how well they were doing this season. Again, it seems like you have players not so much worried about the monies. They're more so like going, hey, I played a full regular season. I got a playoff team here. I want to see if I can win that NBA championship. Don't do that.
And like you said, the NBA probably is very healthy right now. They're not worried about losing a pile of money, but they're also not paying anybody either.
Yeah.
So, again, everybody stopped getting paid as of May 1st. So it's starting to, again, the lesser guys are starting to feel it in their pocketbook, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, a lot of these things all still have to be ratified. There's a lot of X's and O's, I's and T's, T's that need to be crossed, I's that need to be dotted before we even get things underway. And again, like baseball, it could get pushed back even further. We need to take a timeout. We're going to be back with hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today in a bit.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
And we welcome you back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Thank you again to Brian Ortmeier, former head coach at LCCC, joining us in hour number 1. We have more guests to join us here in hour number 2. Our program being brought to you by our friends over at Mondello's Pizzeria. Again, give them a call, 778-6068 for takeout, as Joe and the crew will be making that delicious pie, along with stromboli and calzones and hot and cold Italian subs, steak subs. It's all for you again. You got to use the takeout window over at Mondello's Pizzeria. First Tier Bank's right across the street. Call them at 632-3500. You need to do some banking business. They'll be more than happy to work with you at First Tier Bank. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. They're back at 8 o'clock in the morning now. Give them a call. Whatever you might need, an appraisal, or you want to set up an appointment time, 634-6608. B&B Appliance and TV is 714 Central Avenue. Again, Bruce and the crew has 2 doors for you. The left-hand door is for sales and the right-hand door for service. And if you need to get a hold of them, 638-6468. Medicham Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs, open Monday through Saturday. Again, use the convenient drive-through outside, or you can come on in. Just make sure you're 6 feet apart, and Medicham Pharmacy will fill those prescriptions for you. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range, serving up those delicious chicken sandwiches along with the waffle fries. Hey, mac and cheese, breakfast being served. Yeah, 3 delicious squares Monday through Saturday, only from Chick-fil-A, Windmill, Del Range, right across from Powers Field and Menards. 2 convenient drive-thrus, or, again, use the curbside. Use the Chick-fil-A app, and they'll have everything all taken care of for you. Platte Valley Bank, 2 locations, Vanda High and at the corner of College and Pershing. Again, where banking can be done through the drive-thru. And if you need other services, please call 778-0021. We also want to thank Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Again, buying an automobile, very easy right now, or leasing one through keyofcheyenne.com. You can go online, not even step foot on the lot. That's just check out the inventory and follow all the prompts. Matter of fact, they'll even do a trade-in with you online. Or me, I'm going to go into the office like I did the other day at Key of Cheyenne and see my friends over there. They've got hand sanitizer there. Matter of fact, they're sanitizing every hour at Key of Cheyenne, and that way you can kick a few tires and take a test drive as well. Also, we want to thank Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. We also want to thank Taco John's of Cheyenne and their 5 locations to grab some delicious Tex-Mex. You can catch them down the road from us as you go east at Del Range and Ridge, over on Persian Ridge, South Greeley Highway. You can check out Taco John's downtown on KRAE Avenue and, of course, on Yellowstone Road. Taco John's of Cheyenne. And Scoreboard is lit. And let's go to our scoreboard. It's brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
Well, on the scoreboard side of things, we'll look at Post 6 Sixers, who were in action this weekend. And again, they had a few games. They got 6 under the belt so far, looking at 4-2 on the schedule. But looking at this past weekend, especially on Sunday, you got a victory against the Evanston Outlaws, 17-2. Sunday, again, they had at least 2 games against Gillette Rough Riders up there in Gillette. Sunday's game was a 3-4 loss, and Monday's contest was 1-6 loss against Gillette. But right now for Post 6, they are 4-2. Cheyenne Extreme also 2 up in the city of Gillette. They had a weekend tournament where they went, I do believe, completely at least undefeated, but again, do not have the scores to update. But yes, we do have scores finally to pass along, as high school baseball and also too softball is underway here in this state, and also too soon enough. We'll get into it eventually, but coming up in the month of July 1st, we will have collegiate baseball happening here in this state, or at least here in the general region with the Expedition League.
All right, our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Our next guest, Lain, Sixers head coach, coming up right here on 1480 KRAE.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi!
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
At Medicham Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicham Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicham Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
At Kia of Cheyenne, looking for fun and adventure, Kia of Cheyenne is the place to start, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will help you find it. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will give you what you need to make things happen. This vehicle has plenty of power, all-season traction, safety features, technology, and comfort for any road you're on. Kia Sorento offers plenty of standard features for the money, and we're all about saving you money. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Good to get an easy win for the whole family. So this month, we're turning Taco Tuesday into Taco Tuesday. Get our 6-pack and a pound. That's 6 savory beef tacos and a pound of crispy potato olays for $2 off any day of the week. Taco John's. See you in the drive-thru.
Drive-thru still open for all your family's favorites with easy ordering on the app and delivery at participating locations with the Taco John's app.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480KRAE.com.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale, too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine, expected daytime high of 74. Partly cloudy for tonight, low down to 47 degrees. Partly sunny for tomorrow morning with increasing clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Look for a daytime high near 74. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers before midnight, low down to 46. And for Thursday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high near 70.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. We get an opportunity to talk some baseball, and we get to talk with Sixers head coach, skipper Ty Lain joining us. And Ty, before we get into all of what happened this past weekend, I guess prior to this weekend, and again, you know, I may be older than you, but, you know, we've been around the block. We know what's going on. I guess tell us a little bit of the uniqueness of what you have gone through as a manager in getting your team somewhat prepped to play ball. I mean, this is, we were just talking, we're in open air parks and you have to still maintain the social distancing. You can only have X amount of people you can work with. I mean, this has got to be taxing on you a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's been a long road to get to the point where we're on the field playing baseball games. And it's definitely been a unique situation for our players and our program. You know, having practices with 8 guys at a time and a coach spread out all over the place at different places around town. You know, it's difficult to try to get to see every player and get, you know, every player the ability to have an opportunity to make the varsity club and compete for that spot. So, you know, we're still in the process of trying to determine who's going to be on our team. We're really in that spring training type mode right now at this point in the season.
Now, Nick, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you went and saw the Hawks play this weekend, right, over at Powers Field?
Yeah, for a brief stint out there.
And I drove by, and it was interesting to see fans sitting in center field outside the fence trying to watch some baseball. It has to be unique and again, all sports are doing this right now, but it's almost, and I don't want to say this, Coach, but it's like a glorified scrimmage right now. You know, nobody gets a chance to really watch it.
Well, here in Cheyenne, that's the case. Everywhere we've played so far, fans are allowed in, and we've had the normal baseball atmosphere. But in Laramie County right now, we are still held to 25 people total inside the stadium at our facilities. So, you know, we're going to follow those health guidelines and do whatever we have to do in order to be able to play. And hopefully, as we keep moving down the road, some of those guidelines might relax a little bit and give us the opportunity to get the real feel going on again.
Well, and again, that's where some of the confusion were on the social media side, where, again, we saw the Western Nebraska the Pioneers, where, again, they're kind of invested in local baseball, but even some folks here in town that support Cheyenne Post 6 going, hey, what's going on here? Of why are fans out here? I heard up in Casper, I heard up here in Gillette. But, again, as of the time being for the foreseeable future, and hopefully soon enough it will change where fans can get back into Powers Field. But, yes, it's, again, as you kind of alluded to, Ty, it's up to 25 people. Media are allowed. It's just very select individuals while we kind of do our own thing here in the county. But either way, though, with the Hawks playing here and you guys on the road up in Casper or up in Gillette, again, 6 games under your belt, it's got to feel good, though. It's where we talked to you about a couple weeks ago, it was up in the air, uncertainty of what was even going to happen. Will we even play a season right now? The season's underway. You got games under your belt. You got a few wins. You got to feel amazing right now.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, how much work has gone into it with, you know, basically take our schedule and our plan, throw it in the trash, and you got 6 days to make a new one. And, you know, those plans usually take 3 or 4 months to kind of build together. So we're kind of piecing this thing together as we go. But, you know, we're back out on the field. We're playing baseball games. Now we can start to focus a little bit more on what do we got to do as a team and as a group to start winning baseball games and playing great baseball.
You know, obviously with the health department here in Laramie County, and Phil Maggard obviously has his ear to the ground with them and trying to keep updated on things that happen daily. I mean, basically, and I'm sure Phil's an earpiece for you and kind of relays the messages. Are you hearing anything changes coming down the pike soon? The governor's going to step up to the podium one day and say, hey, yeah, we can relax a little bit more. Are you hearing anything down the pike?
Yeah, we're hoping, it's kind of been on that 2-week schedule at this point. May 15th was where we got to 25 people, and so we're hopeful that June 1st there could be an opportunity where we can allow some people to come into the stadium but still have some guidelines to social distance and do it in a safe way like we have done when we've been on the road. And, it's been fun to play that way. There's still a lot of differences. We're not handshaking at the end of games. We've got right now dugouts are considered a confined space, so we've got 9 guys in the dugout and 9 guys outside of the dugout. So you kind of got your team split up a little bit, but we're hoping, every 2 weeks, maybe we can get some good news and things get a little bit closer every 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens.
It's kind of fun watching that interesting, awkward interaction at least for catchers to come out and kind of, again, normally shake the hand of the umpire where we're not sure what to do right now. We'll just give you the good old fist bump or just kind of give a good nod. But, yes, hopefully you get back and get it. Either way, though, and again, as you've alluded to, Ty, and again, everyone here in the state of Wyoming and in the city of Cheyenne, it's good that sports are back, though. Baseball is back. These high schoolers were, kind of been cooped up or at least haven't had an out, since all this has happened, now have that opportunity to get out, get some athletics in them, go be a part of something, and just have fun this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. And, kind of the way that I see it is these high school kids and younger, they're getting to the point where, they're stir crazy. They're going to get out of the house one way or the other. So why not get them out of the house in a controlled environment where we've got some stipulations in place? I think they're safer following these guidelines and being a part of our program than they would be leaving the house and doing their own thing. So, we've kind of got some of those rules in place and we're following them strictly. And we're hopeful that things keep moving in the right direction.
So it's been a while for us, at least following along with Legion Baseball and also to softball here in the state of Wyoming, where, again, now we have games underway. We heard that teams were up in the air debating on if they would be a part of the season. Laramie was one notable where they officially did vote that they will have a AA team, but the rest of the Laramie Rangers program is going to kind of sit idle right now this summer. Any updates regarding that? Are we seeing all Legion teams out this season have some set back, like, for instance, Jackson, where, again, they are still having kind of issues out there in that county? What teams are we seeing right now that are competing this year?
Yeah, it sounds like, everybody at the AA level is going to be in. Jackson is in. They're going to start maybe they were supposed to play this weekend, had some weather, and so they're kind of being delayed just a little bit, but they're going to play. And Laramie is going to have a team at the AA level. At the A level, it sounds like maybe Rawlins might be out. Green River was going to be out. Now they're back in. So at this point in time, to me, it sounds like we've got one team in Rawlins that would be out at the single A level, but everyone else is going to put together, either an A or a AA team at least, and we should have a fairly normal baseball season this summer.
How unique is this for you? Being a manager, again, we've all just come to the ballpark before and played ball and had a good time, and you got young men right now that are fastly becoming adults because this has become an adult world because of COVID-19. How do you explain and how do you teach and how do you, get these young men to forget the world today and just focus on baseball?
Yeah, that's kind of, something that we've preached in our program, and it's something that we talk about when we play. You want to play the game one pitch at a time and be locked in the moment that you're on, but that's a lesson, that was taught to me by my dad, Coach Lain, when I was playing in the program, and all of our guys, and it's something that I feel like guys in our program are able to do that and take that on with them later in life is focus on the task at hand and not let any of the outside factors add too much stress when you're trying to lock in and do the job that you have to do. And so, whatever that is in your life, you got to go take a test. You got to focus on the task at hand. If you've got a job that you've got to get done, focus on that. And when we go out and practice, there's certain things in that practice that we got to accomplish, and we're going to do our best to succeed at that day and then go to the next day and try to do the same thing.
Well, and again, those outside eyes talking about we're here in the state of Wyoming, again, other states or other communities are also too getting back into that at least baseball route or at least getting some athletic events happening. But, obviously here in the state of Wyoming, a lot of attention, a lot of eyes out here of saying, hey, we got things opening, we got games underway, we're doing something that the rest of the country is not doing right now. So is that something also too that could play in the back of their minds, or at least kind of play around with of, hey, let's not allow, possible scouts or interviewers or whatever it may be to distract you on what we're trying to make of this partial season?
Yeah, we're right now, there are so many distractions. I mean, everything that you do when you step on the field for a game day is different than it would have normally been. When it comes to your pregame, both teams can't prepare on the field pregame at the same time. You get to 36 guys on the field warming and stretching up. So everything from the moment you walk through the gate is different, and it's a little bit of a distraction. And we've got to be focused on that because, when we played Casper on Wednesday, I believe that might have been the first high school baseball game that happened in the country with Wyoming baseball. And so a lot of eyes were on us on how we were going to execute that. And we had to do it the right way in order for nothing to get shut down and for us to keep moving forward, and I think we accomplished that. So we've had those types of distractions as we're going, but, like I said, the same thing goes when it's time to play catch. You got to focus on handling the baseball, throwing it where you want to, and when it's time to hit, you got to get in the box and focus on winning your ABs. So it's breaking all those things down into moment by moment and locking in on each one.
Now, this question for you, Ty, and again, it might be more of a Phil or at least board question, but I'll still toss it out to you again as you kind of keep your ear close because, again, it is your team. And, again, you got to manage these players and make sure, hey, we're traveling up to Casper, we're going up to Gillette. And, again, it costs money with hotels, with gas, however it may be, equipment as well, too. And also, too, it sounds like cleaning supplies as well, too, with these guidelines as well, too. But, financials where we didn't have the bash. We see other teams, I think Gillette announced, hey, they're selling, fan merch right now to help raise funds. Anything in the pikes right now for Cheyenne Post 6? We're obviously right now at Powers Field, we're not taking any fan revenue in, or at least with ticket sales. Is there anything on the works of a potential bash or merchandise for folks who purchase to kind of help support Post 6 during this partial season?
Yeah, those things are definitely being talked about. Something that we've kind of thought about is maybe like a dinner on the diamond and get those bash auction items out there and have a weekend where people can bid on that stuff. And that stuff is being thought about and worked on. We still got to get to the point where we can have the people come inside the stadium and be able to do that. But, for us, our schedules at all three levels have changed so dramatically that we're kind of trying to put finishing touches still on those schedules, change a lot of road things to home things. And then when we get that finalized, we can kind of sit down and take a look exactly how much is this going to cost us and where are we sitting budget-wise. So, we're lucky in the fact that, this is a place where we can play baseball and, there's a lot of people that want to play. And so we can get teams here and play baseball, good quality competition, and try to save on the budget a little bit. So there's just a lot of different angles to that and things we're trying to straighten out as we go here.
How flexible is that schedule? Right now we're focused primarily on the state of Wyoming and how we operate in this state where, again, we're different than the likes of Colorado, Idaho, Montana, all those that border around, and, again, across the entire U.S. But how flexible is that schedule throughout this season to if, Northern Colorado hosts, say, a Legion tournament? Is that still an option for Cheyenne Post 6? If you want to head out to Nebraska to go compete against some Legion teams, is that still a possibility? Or is it right now for 2020, it's Wyoming only, and that's it?
Yeah, it's flexible. It's very flexible. We're going to be able to do whatever the healthcare guidelines allow. And so right now there's no travel ban, no quarantine for leaving the state of Wyoming. So depending on where you go. So, we're going to follow those guidelines closely and make, the best schedule we can out of it and bring teams here that are looking for baseball games and try to get the best schedule that way as well.
You look at what Nick said here, especially with playing all games here in Wyoming right now, and I know some of your veterans feel like they're getting gypped a little bit because, you know, they want to play the best competition around. And I'm not taking anything away from the state of Wyoming. There's great competition, but you miss the Colorados of the world or the Nebraskas. And again, even last year when you played in the Cabo tournament. But how do you keep these guys focused for the next game at hand? Or these guys are just amped up to play?
Yeah, I mean, we're amped up to be on the field any way possible. And, you know, if you go look at our last weekend, we went 3-2. So, you know, that's pretty good competition, and we've got a lot of work to do just to, you know, be the team we want to be here. And, you know, those games are coming. Those games are coming down the road. And, you know, we usually start early, mid-April, and we play a lot of local games until Colorado gets out of high school. And it's the same type of feeling right now where those games are possible and could come down the road a little bit. And right now we've just got to focus on ourselves and how do we become the team that we want to be moving forward.
How late will the schedule go for you? And again, I know a lot of these guys are going to be heading off to high school and keeping our fingers crossed that football season, you know, football camps open up around mid-August. I know once in a while when we get into the World Series or whatever the case may be when you're in regional playoffs, these guys would probably miss about the first week of football camp. Bottom line is, how long are you planning to keep the schedule going?
Well, we had originally set our state tournament for July 26th, I believe, through the 31st, and we're going to push that back. It gives us one extra week. So our state tournament will start on August 5th and go through August 9th, and we felt like that was a pretty good day. It ended on the 9th. It's still before school starts. It still gives the college guys time to prepare and head out to school, and still gives us the most possible amount of time to keep playing baseball. So tried to balance all those things together.
Let's talk about your athletes coming into camp and getting ready for these past 6, at least, contests. Where again, right now for Cheyenne Post 6, you stand at 4-2 overall, and again, you had to rush essentially everything out there. Where again, here's a fine timeline to get drills in, and obviously with the restrictions of only 9 on the field, you got to send the other 9 off if you want to work with that next group. And again, the restrictions, everything that has gone on with where we are right now to play any contest, but your athletes, did majority of them come into kind of fairly good shape? Was it kind of a work in progress? Did you have any issues? What was kind of that experience of getting ready for these contests?
Yeah, so, you know, May 4th was when we officially got together for the first time, and I was very pleased of where our guys were. I felt like we had a lot of guys that had played catch and done some things and been in good physical shape and ready to go. So that part was good. It wasn't perfect yet, so we had work to do, and we did a lot of conditioning and arm care and stuff like that to help get ready. And May 15th was the day where it moved to 25, and we played on, I think it was May 20th. So we had 5 days of actual team practice with a full team there, and you know that gave us 5 days to try to get our bunt defenses in and our cuts and relays and all the team defense type stuff you can't do with 8 players and a coach on the field. So we really had 4 days to prepare and a day to get up to Casper, and so we got a lot of work left to do in that area, and I think our guys are excited to get to work at that and try to keep getting better.
Final thought for me, Coach, and thanks again for coming in. I do appreciate it. How many games have you got on the schedule thus far?
Yeah, it fluctuates pretty much daily, but right now we're sitting at about 60 to 65 games, so it's pretty darn close to what we would normally be. I think we've played somewhere around 75 to 80 games the last few summers, so we're 10 or 15 games behind, but that's fluctuating, and I think we're going to have a heck of a good summer if we can continue to do it.
Is this a schedule, and again, final thought for me, for you, Coach, talk about the 60-game schedule, and again, as it fluctuates, is this something where it's spaced out enough where, your athletes are not going to be tired out at a certain point in time of, hey, we're overloaded, we're playing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or again, back-to-back days, or is it kind of nicely spread out that, hey, they're going to get breaks, or you're going to get practices in?
Yeah, it's really pretty normal of what we have. The main difference is June, we usually travel. We're gone for the month of June, and we're usually playing Thursday through Sunday, and then we'll take, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. But the way we have it right now is those tournament-type things, most of them are shut down, so we're basically playing doubleheader day off, and alternating it that way as we go through June. And the thing that kind of saved us is we're in school April and May, so not a lot of midweek stuff, mostly doubleheader on the weekends. So the games we're missing, there's room to kind of make up for those later on down the road. So I'm pleased with where our schedule's at, and we just got to get our team locked in and ready to go.
Ty Lain joining us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. He'll take a timeout. We'll get a chance to chat with one of the Sixers coming up right after this here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
When you support small business, you're supporting a dream. Now more than ever, we need to support each other and our communities. Use your Platte Valley Bank Visa debit or credit card at a local merchant today. Or better yet, use Digital Wallet for a contactless way to pay. Add your Platte Valley Bank card to Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay. Shop small and bank local.
You can count on Platte Valley Bank.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444. All you good folks in Laramie and Goshen counties, listen up please. Cheyenne Urological is now operating a satellite clinic in Torrington at 524 College Drive. Yes, top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence will now be provided by the highly trained staff of Cheyenne Urological in Torrington. So save yourself a trip and take advantage of the same wisdom, compassion, and expertise that served Cheyenne for over 30 years. Call Cheyenne Urological at 307-635-4131.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger Grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger Grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOI-FM and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOI. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures, makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Don Morris at 307-637-0301.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine, expected daytime high of 74, partly cloudy for tonight, low down to 47 degrees. Partly sunny for tomorrow morning with increasing clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Look for a daytime high near 74. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers before midnight, low down to 46. And for Thursday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high near 70.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk. Today, get a chance to talk to one of the Sixers. He joined us last year, and glad to have back Nico Vite. And we appreciate that he's coming in. And you know what? The nice thing is, Nick, we get a chance. You know, we've had the adult side of what's been going on with this COVID-19. And again, not taking it away from Nico, you know, the young adult side. But again, here's a guy that is, you know, athletic and wants to get out and run, jump, and play.
Here's a guy that should have this past weekend been up in Casper taking on the Western Nebraska Pioneers with the Horseheads.
But my point being, though, Nico, as you join us here, and we'll get all the particulars out here, tell us from your standpoint, what's this all been like to you, and how much has it changed you?
You know, everyone wants to get out there and play, no matter what competition level it is. No one likes to be cooped up inside, not being able to get out on the field and play with your friends or anything. So it really wasn't that fun.
So, again, as a player perspective, where, again, with Post 6, you got a phenomenal facility with the Wyco where you have the opportunity to play indoors, again, with you know, weather restrictions out here, which always are a factor in the state of Wyoming. But with the COVID-19 situation, how'd you keep in shape? Again, whether it was in training at house, going to the Wyco facility, how'd you keep prepared for baseball?
Yes, I was fortunate enough to stay in the weight room, a good weight set and everything, so I also have a batting cage and using Wyco just whenever we can. It was nice.
Tell me what it's like for you this season, and knowing last year you were at the Connie Mack World Series in New Mexico. And again, this was big news for the Post 6 program and all the years that it's been functioning. And again, you're part of that inaugural team that gets to go to the World Series. And then this year you get to play only in Wyoming thus far, and you're going to wrap up with a state tournament coming up in August. I mean, you know, you get to this high, and then right now it's, well, we get to play everybody in Wyoming. But is baseball just baseball?
Pretty much baseball is just baseball right now. We still get to play. I'm pretty sure we're like the only state in high school that's allowed to play now, so we got to take that as a win for us, as a whole state. Lucky to play the competition within us, and hopefully other places will open up and we'll get to play some different competition.
Was there ever a point in time where, again, you know, we look at early March where here in the state of Wyoming with the high school basketball tournament getting shut down in Casper, where things kind of just domino effect on down, where we didn't know when things were going to restart? But in your mind, was there ever a doubt or a thought that, hey, I may not play baseball this season, that this summertime I'm going to have to figure out what to do with my time?
Yes, there was. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever seen this before for, like, athletes and canceling seasons. Like, no one's allowed to get state. Like, every kid wants to be out there playing for a state title, and it's like, how am I supposed to play for a state title this summer if everyone else is not allowed to play? And you kind of think like that is maybe it's gonna not happen.
Well, it's something special for you, Nico. We announced it. We even talked with the owner of the Casper Horseheads, where, you know, it was announced early on, well before this was ever happened, that you were going to go play for the Casper Horseheads, part of that Expedition League, where, again, with Western Nebraska, Casper, all these teams that are part of this collegiate baseball league. You know, what happened with that, or at least, you know, again, you were set to play with that, but now rejoin Cheyenne Post 6 this summer as you can play baseball.
Yes, well, as a college returner, our coach wanted us all summer to go play somewhere. So I was like, Casper Horseheads, and coach contacted them, and it went pretty well. And then the COVID stuff happened, and really the collegiate leagues, they don't look like they're going to be able to play as much. I know some of my other teammates, they're not going to be able to play till July. So I just wanted to come back, get reps, just get better.
Nico, again, remind us what positions you play.
Middle infield. As
you're on the infield side right now, do you see, I guess the word would be the rustiness right now from not going through all the reps?
A little bit, yes. It does take a little bit, but I've been playing long enough. It's kind of second nature now. But definitely first couple games, a little rusty, a couple errors, but brush them off.
Well, not knocking you, but I'm just a team in general. That, you know, again, you could tell you go 3-2 over the first 5 games, and pitchers are not at 100% right now, and you know, not everybody's knocking it out of the ballpark. But the point is, though, can you see that with each game you're going to knock that ring rust off?
Oh, right, yes. I mean, we only got 5 days of practice together as a whole team. Before that, we're practicing in little groups, and it's kind of hard to get a whole team connection when you're not together. So I feel like once you keep practicing longer, it's going to go back to normal. We're going to be a good team.
And you know the guys. I mean, and again, there's new guys that joined you, some guys that aged out. But the point is to get that feel,
right?
Of a 6-4-3, double play, or guy stealing and putting the tag on him at second base. I mean, again, it's what, rep after rep after rep, and you need those days of practice, don't you?
Yes, we definitely need days of practice, and the reps are coming. We're getting lots of them. We're going to continue to keep practicing and getting the feel of everything, and just continue to just get the reps. Yeah.
And I wouldn't doubt last year where, again, getting to know you, Nico, again, talking with you on this program, but now here we are again. You're a vet of this organization. You've been a part of history. What was last year going to that Cutting Back World Series, being the first team in Wyoming to ever do something like that. So, again, part of history then, part of history now, where, again, this is something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And, again, all eyeballs are kind of on you and your teams and the rest of the teams here in the state of Wyoming. But for you, this season, 2020, the abbreviated schedule that you have right now with Post 6, what's kind of on your mind, whether it is goals or is it just kind of focusing on that state title? Is it trying to get back and play some collegiate baseball, for instance, with the Casper Horseheads? What's kind of on your focus right now?
Right now it's just reps. Want to play collegiate baseball as long as I can and continue after that, hopefully. But right now it's just getting reps, getting better, and just being lucky to get out on the field and play.
It was cool going up to Gillette and having fans actually watch you guys play. Now, as Coach mentioned, it's kind of an unknown for this weekend where, you're going to have teams coming in. And, again, I know my family, when I was playing, at every game. I mean, whether I'm on the road or I'm at home. I mean, how difficult – I know that you're focused on the field, but how difficult will it be to look up at Powers Field and see nobody there watching you guys play except for clowns like me and him up in the media box?
The atmosphere is like what makes baseball. You got the nightcap game against Gillette, and you just look up and the stands are packed, and you just get that like energy going. It's awesome. But to go to our home night, like opening night, and if you're not gonna look up and see no one in the crowd, I mean, yeah, it takes a little bit away, but just got to keep playing.
Baseball's baseball. Yeah. All right. Hey, Nico, we want to thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on in. And again, Coach Lain, wish you all the best. And hopefully we can put some bodies in the seats here for this upcoming weekend.
That'd be awesome.
All right. Nico Vite, join us here on 1480K. We got to take a timeout. We'll be right back, and we'll get ready to wrap things up here on Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicham Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicham Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicham Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
At Kia of Cheyenne, we work hard to give you the best experience and value in a new vehicle. I'm AJ Miller, and the new 2020 Kia Optima has a lot of impressive available features. Standard 8-inch color display, auto emergency braking, and high beam assist. Available technology gives your compatible phone remote start with climate control, remote lock, or unlock roadside assistance. Come by Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
With all this newfound time at home, it's good to get an easy win for the whole family. So this month, we're turning Taco Tuesday into Taco Tuesday. Get our 6-pack and a pound. That's 6 savory beef tacos and a pound of crispy potato olays for $2 off any day of the week. Taco John's. See you in the drive-thru.
Drive-thru still open for all your family's favorites with easy ordering on the app and delivery at participating locations with the Taco John's app.
Did you know B&B Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine, expected daytime high of 74, partly cloudy for tonight, low down to 47 degrees. Partly sunny for tomorrow morning with increasing clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. Look for a daytime high near 74. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers before midnight, low down to 46. And for Thursday, mostly sunny, we're calling for a daytime high near 70.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Again, thank you to former LCCC head coach Brian Ortmeier. Join us in the 3 o'clock hour, and most recently Lain, skipper of Post 6, along with Nico Vite. And again, it's nice to have bodies back here in our studio.
It was weird being back at a sporting event again where it was.
Yeah, you were at the Hawks, right?
It was a Hawks game happening at Powers, where again it was only.
You were the only one in the stands, right?
Representative from Channel 5 was also.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
But yeah, again, media and personnel of Post 6 are only allowed in the stands. But again, as you walk the outfield and up and down those fence lines, again, it was packed to the gills with fans. Where again, you had to watch where. It's not the greatest. It's not the easiest thing to watch a game from those outfield because they have the black netting,
and you're also 400 feet away.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, but again, fans came out. It was pretty much again from the gist, or at least my understanding, and talking with one individual that was out there. It was more so of didn't care of how great the view was, or didn't care where the location was of attending this contest. It was pretty much of glad that sports are back. And again, that includes here in the city of Cheyenne. Now, again, we are still a step behind Casper and Gillette, where, again, they are allowing fans into those stadiums.
Right.
But, again, soon enough, once that gets at least a little relaxed here in this county, or at least here in the city of Cheyenne, it'll get to there.
And
I don't think Powers is going to be emptied through the entire 2020 season.
Well, I would hope that this weekend, and again, it would be up to the Laramie County Health Department, also to the governor's office, because again, we should be moving into that
city as well too.
Moving into that next phase.
Because again, it's also up to the city officials as well. Again, Parks and Rec of what they want to do.
Well, you need to let people know, because again, we got teams that are coming up, we got teams that are coming in.
We got fans fans asking us of, hey, can we even go in?
Go out to the game? So we need to know so we can relay all the information. But I would hope by this weekend, that those gates over at Powers Field are going to be open for the general public again. And again, I'm sure it's going to be the social distancing. I think, if I was not mistaken, Nick, it was going to be up to allowing 50 people in, so it'd be more like family that gets the opportunity.
It's such a tricky thing where how you can allow up to this amount and then deny others. Again, it's kind of a tricky situation, but it is what it is for the time being. But it's better than what it is right now, where at least to go to Powers Field, gates are locked. Again, us on the media side have to request to get into those gates, and you can only enter in one way and you have to exit out one way. It was kind of a surreal thing to experience, but again, it was good to see baseball out there. At least took the doggo out there to go see that game as well too. So again, that sense of normalcy is slowly getting there.
No, it's not. It's never going to be the same, Nick. Okay,
I didn't say it was normal as of what happened of 2019 summertime, or at least May blank of 2019. No, I'm saying it is.
You saw baseball.
All right, so again, before you do your own little spout off, again, it's that slow move into, what life was post all of this, or pre all of this. Again, talking with Nico, talking with Ty, couple of weeks ago, we weren't even sure that baseball was even going to happen.
Man,
here it is.
You saw 18 young men on the field, 2 umpires, and everything was good to go.
Yeah.
And the scoreboard was lit, and you got to watch some baseball. And that's
it's more than other communities and states can say right now.
And again, it's like watching the highlights of the Charlottesville Coca-Cola 600. It's eerie to see nobody in the stands, and you're watching, X amount of cars racing on a speedway. I mean, it's eerie. There's something seriously wrong with that.
It's not what we're used to, but it's something. It's now something new. It's something. Hey, it's getting back to where life was. Again, it's not going to be 100%, but it's slowly getting there. It's progress. You're talking with what we're seeing with NASCAR. Again, as much as those stadiums are now empty, again, fields are city and county by bases here in the state of Wyoming with Legion baseball and even softball. But again, it's progress back to that normalcy. It's progress back to what life was pre this.
Well, and again too, and I know how important it was to my parents to be with me watching my games, whether I was at home or on the road, and my dad being in the military. I mean, it was tough for him, and I know it killed him when he wasn't there at a game or two, because it was like, hey, I want to see everything that you do through your high school career. So I would hate to see this weekend, like we were talking with Nico, that his family does not get that opportunity to see him play at home where they got to see him play in Gillette. I mean, I'm going to say, how fair is that? And again, I'm not being a whiny about it. I'm just kind of pointing.
At this point in time, you take what you can get. Again, we're a little bit more fortunate than the likes of California, New York, Illinois, some of these majors, these major states that are still locked down at home at this point in time. Again, at least it's something where for Nico, for a lot of these high school athletes or these summertime athletes, they got an option here in the state of Wyoming. They're actually out there playing games.
Do want to take this opportunity as we get ready to wrap up the program here and send it back to music, and we'll be back Thursday as we will talk to new LCCC Gold Lady. Well, yeah, but she's still the new Lady Golden Eagles head coach.
Again, LCCC is interim U right now. You have an interim AD and interim 2 new head coaches on both the men and women.
Anyway, she is the head coach interim for now, and we'll be talking with Danielle Ronaldo, and we're looking forward to our conversation with her. We've chatted with her once on a post-game show, so Danielle will be. I'm sure we'll get a different side of her now, being from the assistant side, now sitting into the big chair. So we're looking forward to that conversation. Talk a little roller derby, if I'm not mistaken, as well, coming up on Thursday. So
and we might even have an update on Cheyenne Frontier Days as well. So we were originally set about a week ago to talk with CEO Tommy Hersig, but again, he ran into a meeting. So hopefully we'll get him on.
All right,
fingers crossed, because again, CFD right now still up in the air. Hopefully he'll give us an update, or at least a little more understanding of what's going to happen coming up July. Will it or won't it? Is kind of the big question.
Well, we're at the time of year, and you and even your sister can relate to this. This is about the times that we would start thinking about, hey, it's graduation weekend. So to the class of 2020, whether it's Pine, whether it's Burns, Triumph, South, Central, or East, hey, we want you to know that we're thinking about you, class of 2020, a very unique high school career that ends on a note that none of us would have thunk of a couple, 3 months ago. But the thing is, we want you to know that you're in our thoughts, and we want to say congratulations to all of the classes of 2020 from Wyoming Sports Talk today. So for Nick Proati, I'm